Welcome to Mastering Your Financial Life, hosted by Judy Heft, the founder and CEO of Judith Heft and Associates Financial and Lifestyle Concierge. This year, they're celebrating 26 years in business. In every episode, Judy interviews professionals who help others successfully manage their financial lives. You can find this show on YouTube, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. Judy is the author of 2 books, How to Be Smart, Successful, and Organized with Your Money for a Better Today and Tomorrow, and her latest book, Mastering Your Financial Life Cycles, How to Successfully Manage Money in Every Decade of Life. You can read chapters of her books and catch prior episodes of this show at www.judithheft.com. Now here's the host of Mastering Your Financial Life, Judy Heft.
Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to Mastering Your Financial Life. I'm Judy Heft, I'm the host, and we are here today with my friend Rob Winton. Rob is a partner over at Citrin Cooperman. He's a CPA there, and he has over 20 years of experience in tax and business advisory services, and he really does a great job with his clients. He really takes a personal interest on their businesses and helps them. He does a lot of work in the supermarket and food services, areas of business, and he works closely with businesses, and he likes to work on a lot of strategic year-end planning. So welcome, Rob. I'm happy to have you here today.
Thanks so much, Judy. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's great. So, I think some of the things that are so important with taxes is planning, whether you're a business or even if you don't have a business for personal reasons. So why do you think it's so important? I mean, what really can we tell our listeners?
Yeah, I think for businesses, tax planning is particularly important for several reasons. Many businesses are pass-through entities like S corporations and LLCs, and the financial results of the business are directly linked to the owner's personal tax situation. So assessing where the business stands from a taxable income standpoint, either throughout the year or particularly in the fourth quarter, when we do a lot of year-end tax planning, may provide the opportunity to implement strategies to reduce the business owner's tax liabilities. So there's lots of examples that could include things like implementing a retirement plan, purchasing and expensing equipment, taking advantage of R&D tax credits, research and development tax credits, cash basis business, prepaying certain expenses, or even paying out compensation to the owners in a way that maximizes certain deductions like the qualified business income exclusion on pass-through income.
Oh, so yeah. So I was always wondering about that pass-through entity tax, and I really understood it. And so, why, it's been implemented in so many states over the last few years. So who can take advantage of that?
Yeah, and there's a couple of different deductions. The first one that I reference is the federal deduction, which is a 20% exclusion on pass-through income. That's known as the 199A deduction, which means that certain businesses may only have to pay tax on 80% of their income. But I think the other one you're referencing is the pass-through entity tax.
Right.
And that's something that is something that many states have implemented over the last couple of years. And many people are aware that there's a cap on state and local taxes of $10,000 for a married couple. I think that's gotten a lot of attention in the press. And state and local taxes mean state and local income taxes combined with property taxes. So this is related to getting a deduction for your state and local income tax payments at the federal level. So as a response to that cap, over the past couple of years, a number of states have implemented a workaround to enable taxpayers to get the federal tax benefit on those state and local income taxes. So this can be done if the taxpayer is the owner of a pass-through entity, such as an S corporation, partnership, multi-member LLC. And the idea is that the state tax on the income that the owners pick up due to their pass-through entity ownership are paid at the entity level rather than normally where they get paid at the individual tax level. So by having the businesses pay those state taxes from the business, it creates a federal tax deduction and is really a workaround. There's no cap on a deduction at the business entity level. So you're working around, there's no $10,000 cap on those payments. And then the states allow the business owner to take a individual tax credit for those state taxes paid by the business. And I think more and more states are allowing businesses to elect into this state tax payment method. So unless the federal government decides to repeal the $10,000 cap, I think we're going to continue to see this kind of workaround. And taxpayers should consult with their CPAs to see if it's worthwhile to elect in each year, because in most cases, an annual election is required to participate in that pass-through entity tax.
So as far as, what if there's an individual that's a W-2 employee, or they're just, why do you think tax planning is so important for them?
Yeah, I think for individuals, tax planning could mean changing quarterly estimated tax payments due to changing circumstances. I mean, obviously, if you're W-2, that you may not be paying estimated taxes, but if you have other income, you might be paying estimated taxes. So I think in many cases, there could be a change in expected income or deductions that takes place during the year. And some examples might be, if you're W-2 and you get a bonus, maybe the bonus does or does not have proper withholding taxes taken out, and you don't want to get caught short at the end of the year. You could have a change in capital gains and losses. You could have a new investment, maybe the decision to start collecting Social Security benefits. Maybe it's retirement, maybe it's buying a house, charitable giving, lots of different things occur during the year that may not be consistent from year to year. So, the list kind of goes on. And I think to me, the key is to avoid surprises, to make sure you have the cash flow to pay the taxes at the proper times, and to implement any tax saving strategies that are available.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good information. I think a lot of people don't realize that if they're just working for someone, they don't have their own business, that they're good tax, I don't know, loopholes. Is that not the right word? But
Yeah,
just things that you need to know.
Yeah, strategies that can
yeah.
save them. Maybe there's certain deductions or tax credits that they can take that they're just not aware of.
That's why it's so important to hire professionals such as yourself, because there's people that think, oh, I do my taxes on TurboTax or whatever, not to knock any of those programs, but you're not getting the expertise of working with a professional that is studying. You have to, pass exams every year to keep up with your designation, and what all the new laws are. So many people come to us, and they say, do you handle payroll? And I'm like, yes, through a payroll service. Payroll laws change so frequently. We don't want to be stuck making the wrong decision, or not being able to keep up with all the laws that are, we have to stay on top of. So we don't want to fool around with that.
Excellent advice, for sure.
Yeah, it's always good to hire a professional. We're going to take a little break now, and then we're going to come back and talk some more with Rob. Hey there. I just want to tell you a little bit about my new book that just came out called Mastering Your Financial Life Cycles. And here it is. It's how to successfully manage your money in every decade of life. I co-authored this with my CFO, Liz Levy. And together we created this manual that's going to help you through every stage of life. We talk about having a baby. We talk about young adulthood, pre-retirement, what to do when you're at that age of retirement. If you're contemplating divorce, do you need an estate plan? We cover all of these, each subject in a different chapter. And I really think that you're going to find this so helpful, because at the end of every chapter, we have checklists that you can look at and you can use, and they can be a guide for you. So this is a wonderful manual that we've created. It's available on Amazon. You can also find it on our website at judithheft.com/book. And we're here for you. If you need anything, reach out. I hope you enjoy the book. Here's another picture of it, just so you know what's going on. Here it is. And I'm really proud of it. It's my second book, and I'd love to have you read it and give me your feedback. Judy Heft, judithheft.com, financial and lifestyle concierge, celebrating 26 years in business. And over the years, I've learned so much. And what I've been trying to do is impart a little bit of this knowledge to you, so I can help all of you become as financially organized as I am. Everybody, and we're back. We're back here with Rob Winton. Rob is a partner, a CPA at Citrin Cooperman, and we're talking about taxes and strategies and how we can keep as much in our own account and less for the IRS. We want to to do it properly. And that's why we need a professional. So, what are some of the things business owners need to be thinking about when it comes to financial reporting? I mean, we work with some small businesses, and sometimes they come to us and they haven't reconciled their accounts, and they're just, everything is all over the place, and they're commingling, they're paying personal expenses out of there. And, sometimes it takes a little time to clean them all up, get them on the right track. So what do you think that business owners should be thinking about?
Yeah, I think financial reporting is really a key factor for anyone running a business. I mean, when a business owner has a better understanding of their financial position, I think they have the ability to make better business decisions. And it really starts with what you described, Judy, which is making sure the books are up to date on a timely basis, including proper classification of transactions, proper setup of chart of accounts so that the reports reflect how the business operates. And I know you and your team do a great job of helping clients get to that point, in that area. And I think there's several benefits to being able to produce accurate, timely reports from your accounting system. The business may need to provide certain reports or financial statements to a lender, such as a bank. And I don't think you want to be scrambling to provide those reports, when they're needed. And plus, some loan agreements have financial covenants that should be tracked to make sure the business is in compliance with the agreement. That's something that should be looked at really throughout the year, and particularly toward the end of the year, to make sure there are no issues. And if there are, to alert the bank. Proper classification of transactions, that's going to provide consistency so that you can do apples to apples comparisons over time. And I think good reporting will also allow for a business to do budgeting. And budgeting can be a great tool for a business to make good decisions. It can also allow for the analysis of metrics like revenue, gross profit margin, overhead, debt, cash flow, collection of receivables, so many factors that drive the profitability of a business.
Yeah, it's so true. It's really important to get all that stuff classified correctly. And it's interesting because one of the things that we like to say here at Judith Heft and Associates is we approach running a household like running a small business. And all the things you just said really also apply to individuals too, because it doesn't matter if you have a lot of money or a little money, you still need to know what your numbers are for planning, if you're thinking about retirement, or even if you're earlier on, you want to buy a house or have a baby or whatever the case may be, whatever job you need to take. So it is so important to know your numbers. And I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Yeah, good information can be so powerful. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, also, in business, the more accurate your records are, the more money you can make, because you can take a look at things and see, what am I overspending here, or what am I underspending, and, try to, clean things up so that going forward, you have better numbers to look at. It really helps with everything. So this was great.
Gives you the ability to implement, any tax strategies that are out there. If you know kind of where you stand, it's a lot easier to make those kind of decisions and identify those opportunities.
No, that's so true. And I bet there's a lot of businesses out there that come to you and they have no clue. And they've just been a mess. And they're like,
try to help them clean up the mess.
Right. Before you can help them plan, you got to go back and clean up the messes.
That's right. That's always the starting point.
Exactly. So this was great, Rob. Thank you so much for being my guest today. And how can our listeners find you?
Well, if anybody wants to reach me, my email is rwinton, RWINTON @citrincooperman.com. And our website is citrincooperman.com. And I'm on LinkedIn as well.
That's great. And on LinkedIn as Robert Winton.
Yes, correct.
Even if they put Rob in there. This was so great. Well, thank you so much, Rob. Really appreciate you being a guest.
I appreciate you inviting me, Judy. This was fun.
My pleasure.
You've been listening to Mastering Your Financial Life, hosted by Judy Heft. Thank you for your positive reviews, comments, and sharing this show with others. You can read chapters of Judy's books and catch prior episodes of Mastering Your Financial Life at www.judithheft.com.